How's it going, everyone? This is Dr. Hefe playing Wingspan. This is a digital version of a physical board game, and it's been wonderful. I've been blown away by it. Let's quickly go over the options on the menu screen before we get into a single player game, where I'm going to show off the gameplay. So here we can go to our single player game. Here's our option to go to online play, so you can play this with friends. It's currently on Steam, actually 50% off, so around $10 US. And I'll put a link to that in the description below if you're interested. And over here we have the Preserve Archive, so you can look at the ending of saved games, of games that you've completed, see, who won the game, what kind of birds they played. Here you get to look at your birds. So this is all the birds you've played over your games, and you can get a little preview of the beauty of this game. You have the birds that are animated. This is amazing. Like, the physical version of this board game is beautiful, and they managed to even up it with these animated versions of the cards. It's wonderful. The settings are over here, so you can, have your audio settings, your video settings. Very simple. Your game settings, you can change language. You could turn those animations off. Maybe they don't do it for you. It's controller supported and mouse and keyboard. I'm using mouse and keyboard. And we have the credits. The credits themselves are also beautiful. We won't go through all of them, but a huge shout out to the design team. And you get to see the birds. This is not the birds in the game, but they've added their own unique touches for each of the people. So that's cute. It's wonderful. And yeah, that's it for this menu screen. Let's go into a single player game. They also ported the Automa, so this was also found in the physical board game, and they have a nice tutorial here. The one gripe I do have about this is that there's no rule book you can quickly get to. You kind of have to learn from the tutorial and know what's going on. But that being said, it's simple enough. The individual parts are simple enough that it's not too hard to learn. But how you put those parts together is very complex and makes for a very compelling game. So this game was developed by Elizabeth Hargrave and published by Stonemaier Games. And those of you who are into board games probably have heard of Stonemaier for their other game, Scythe. Again, another game, it's a bit complex, but the complexity really comes from how you take these simple options that are available to you and play them out through several different turns. So let's just jump into a game where I can kind of show that off. So here we're going to have ourselves, that's us, a human. We have some AIs. Let's put some normal AIs in here. Just two. We don't want, a bunch of different people taking a bunch of different turns. Although there is not really any interaction between other players, at least direct interaction. There may be things that the players do on their turns that can affect certain cards that you play. You also have some shared resources in the cards, so each bird is a card, and I'll show this off in greater detail once we get into the game, and also the food that you access. So let's choose our player color. You have little personas that you can choose. Let's choose this cool mallard duck right here. And I also like this seasonal background that they added. It's very beautiful. All these little backgrounds are beautiful, but let's go with the seasonal background. It is the season. And yeah, you can have randomized order or just have, a select order, and then the goals you can change. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, so we have to compete for it. And let's just get this game started. All right, so we jump into it. We have our seasonal background where everything is at. At any point in time, you can press tab for a more simplified version that shows you exactly what's going on. And I'll talk more about each of these 3 regions. So those are the 3 regions. Oh, wow. The game gives you a nice little introduction every time you play. So you can do one of 4 actions. Play a bird from your hand, gain food and activate forest bird powers, lay eggs and activate grassland bird powers, or draw birds and activate wetland bird powers. So you basically either play a bird or you do one of these 3 activations. So we're going to go to here, and we have to choose 5 things to keep among birds and food. And normally I want to choose something that is going to have good abilities and also enough food to play them. And we can also look at our bonus cards. So let me quickly talk about the point of the game before we get into the action. So the point of the game is to score the most points. And how do you score points, you ask? So one of the main ways is through playing birds. And we can see each bird has a different number of points. So here our blue-winged warbler is worth 8 points, and you can see each of these birds has different values on it. Another way is through these bonus cards. So these bonus cards, you have to fulfill a certain condition. So birds with a, and this is an icon signifying you can place birds on the card power, you get 2 points per bird. And birds that eat berries. So if you have 2 to 3 birds, you get 3 points. 4+ birds, we can get 7 points. Okay, that's pretty cool. Another way is these end of round conditions. So you can see here eggs in this nesting type. This is a ground nest. Eggs in the water area. So we have forest, grassland, water. Eggs in these bowl-shaped nesting types. And then total birds in round 4. So if you're first place, you get 4 points. Second, 1 point. Third place gets 0 points, so you can see the difference here on the right-hand side. So those are 3 ways you can gain points. Now some other ways are what I like to call items that go on cards. So one thing is, if we go back to our birds, the number of eggs that are on your cards. So you can see here, this bird could have up to 2 eggs on it, and each egg is worth 1 point. This one is if you tuck cards behind a card. So this peregrine falcon has an ability. It's a hunter. So you look at a card from the deck. If it's less than 100 centimeters wingspan, you tuck it behind this card. If not, discard it. So this bird would do very well hunting. And every card that gets tucked behind is worth 1 point. Let's see if we have another one. Caching it. So gain 1 wheat from the bird feeder. You may cache it on this card. Okay, so everything that gets cached on a card is also worth a point. So our goal is to get as much points as possible, and I like to kind of synergize our first starting bonus cards with our starting birds. So let's see, we don't really have any birds that eat berries right off the bat. We could get this peregrine falcon, which activates and eats other little birds. And it could gain us some points, and that does go with this bonus, I do believe. I hope so. I may be reading it wrong. We'll see once we get into the game. So player with the fewest birds draw 1 card. This could be good, but I actually want to get a lot of birds. Draw 2 new bonus cards, and I'm trying to get a bird that we can play out, get some points. And then, you know, like, oh yeah, I haven't talked about, there's so much to talk about at the start, but this game is played in a series of 4 rounds. We kind of saw that up here. And each round is broken into a number of turns. And you start in the first round with 8 turns. Second round will have 7 turns. Third round, 6 turns. Fourth round, 5 turns. So you kind of want to get your economy started, your engine running, very similar to Scythe. And then as you get going, you know, you're going to have less turns to do it in a round. So you have less time to change your mind. You kind of got to stick to what you've focused on in the earlier rounds. And it's nice because those later rounds, they take a lot more time than the earlier rounds. And yeah, I do like it that it goes from 8, 7, 6, 5. So let's actually make some choices here. Instead of talking for about 9 minutes, let's play the game. So let's take this peregrine falcon. We'll grab that. We'll grab the Clark's Nutcracker as well. We'll grab a mice. Ooh. Actually, we wouldn't be able to play them, would we? You know what? We'll take this person, the spoonbill. We kind of need to get some new birds. We need to get some food as well. So we'll grab enough to. Kind of feeling. We might as well grab all those things. And we'll try and get this Clark's Nutcracker played. We'll see what ends up getting rolled in the feeder. And yeah, we'll take the berry birds. We'll see if we can make that work. So those are our choices. We have the AI taking their turn. Usually the AI is pretty quick. see how long they are going to take. Alright. So, after we see this, we see what they've chosen. Took 2 birds and 3 food, similar to us, and they chose to draw cards. So what we're going to do is, on our turn, we want to play this Clark's Nutcracker first, I think, so that we can start getting a bit more food. So what we're going to do is we need to get enough food to feed this Clark's Nutcracker, so we're going to need another grain. And we can see in here, this is the bird feeder, and this is all the types of food that are available. Again, we can press tab to kind of see a very basic version of this. So we can see there's a fish, a slug, a rodent, a little mousy mouse, a grain, and one that can be a slug or a grain. So, and you can also see down here, these are the birds that we could choose to grab if we wanted to draw birds. But let's go here. We'll click on this. We will take food from the bird feeder, and we will grab ourselves we'll grab this, and we'll choose the grain. We're kind of, you know, trying to screw over the other players, taking the juiciest of the juice first. So as you saw, there's 5 different food available. We take one out, now there's 4 left. These will get re-rolled when either there's nothing left in it, and then someone who's in there can choose to re-roll it if there's only one type of food left. So that could happen with, you know, 1 food left. There's always going to be 1 type of food left, or if there's still matching ones in there. So now we have enough food to play our bird. I didn't actually see what our opponents did, but we could quickly press tab and click on them to see what they're doing. And the background changes to what your opponent's backgrounds are, which is also another nice feature. So they haven't played any birds yet. Oh, it also does say what they just did. So they've gained food, which makes sense. It went from 4 food in here to only 2 being left. So I probably could have deduced that if I was thinking about it. And let's play our Clark's Nutcracker. Let's click it. We can drag it over there. That'll be our action for the turn. Do we pay the fish or the slug? Let's see what's in the bird feeder. Oh my goodness. So sometimes there gets to be too many things on screen. I think it doesn't really matter, but let's play the slug instead. So usually there's more slugs available. Yes. There we go. So we've done it.
Clark's
feed it.
Nutcracker. These birds are omnivorous, but cache thousands of pine seeds for the winter.
There you go. And they say nice little facts about the bird when you play them. Of course, this is a setting that you could choose to turn on or off. It has here, I believe in the audio, yes. Trivia activation for every bird, only for a new bird play or never. So you could turn that off if you didn't want to hear any trivia. But it's fine. I like it. So they're playing birds, a California quail, and now we can go here and see their bird. We can also see a description. So they, oh no, this is them. So there's their California quail. Oh my goodness, I see these little cuties running around all the time. When activated, you get to lay 1 egg on this bird, and then you get some trivia as well. You can change it up over here on the left-hand side. What do we want to do next? Kind of want to get enough food for our little spoonbill, but I'm also kind of thinking maybe we just want to grab another bird card. Ooh, maybe this pileated woodpecker. All players lay 1 egg on any kind of these birds. Okay, I haven't even been thinking about these end of round options. We don't really have any birds like that yet. Wilson Snipe. I mean, that's an easy bird to play. So let's draw a card. We need to get some more birds. Let's grab this one. Just because then we may be able to put some eggs on it and compete for this this end of round activity. And also this bird will go in the water, which will then allow us to, you know, have eggs in there for the next end of round activity. So let's grab the Wilson Snipe. That'll be our turn. So it goes very quick if you know what you're doing, if you're not thinking it out too hard. Especially in the early turns, because we don't have any activations yet. We'll probably get to activations this turn. Okay, we see there's 2 food left over. So now we can activate this. So we're going to click to gain food. And we can choose 1 dice, and we can also pay 1 card to choose another food. So I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to grab... oh, that's right. I don't click here. I click down here. I'm going to grab ourselves a slug, and we're going to grab ourselves a berry, because that is kind of what our bonus is supposed to be. We're going to discard this card. And we can always choose to go back if we don't, you know, if we want to undo something. So we're going to discard this bird and grab the berry. So we should try to play some berry birds to get our bonus. And that'll be our turn. And now we activate this card. So we've taken an action in this row, and now we activate each bird going from right to left. We only have 1 bird, so it doesn't really matter in this case. So we gain 1 grain from the bird feeder if available, and we can cash it on this card. Unfortunately, there's no grains in there, so we can't take or cash any of it. Oh well, unfortunate. Oh, we get to re-roll the bird feeder? That is quite awesome. Let's take that one then. And cash it. Oh! You may cash it, or we can take it. Yo, let's take that food. Kind of want to get our food economy started here. Alright, so let's start our turn. They're playing some more birds. This person's gaining food. Have they played any birds yet? You haven't played any birds. I don't know what their strategy is. They've played 2 birds in the forest. These are so cute. I just can't get... I like birds. I know some people don't like birds. They may have a strong aversion towards birds, but I think birds are kind of cute. Okay, so let's play this one down. It'll allow us to draw some more cards. I mean, it'll allow our opponents to draw more cards too, but... Oh well, what can you do? Oh, another thing, if you don't have a food that it requires, you can use 2 food of any type to pay for it. So, we're fine here. We'll keep this food. We'll just pay the 1 slug and continue on.
Wilson Snipe. Snipes can fly up to 60 miles per hour. Good snipers can shoot them.
Did they say that snipe could fly up to 60 miles per hour? Wow. That is a quick bird. That is a very quick bird. So we want to get some eggs in here at some point. You can see here if we activate it, we get 2 eggs to play. But do we want to grab some more birds? At some point we'll need to grab some more birds. Perhaps this pileated woodpecker. I do like that bird, actually. But if we want to get a second card, we need to use an egg. And here we can actually track how many eggs other people have played. So we see green player has put 1 in. If players are tied, they split the spot that they're tied for. So let's see. Let's go lay some eggs. We'll put our eggs on this birdie bird. So we got 2 on that bird. Oh, also, you see this present that's jiggling? You can click on it, and you get a nice little festive thing where you have little sounds and lights showing up on the Christmas tree. And if you were musically talented, which I am not, you can play yourself a little song in between your turns. And if you're playing with other humans who may be as slow as I am to think things through, it's a fun little mini game to amuse yourself. Let's see. I think we want to grab some cards, grab some birds, although, I mean, we may lose out on the opportunity. Oh, we may lose out on the opportunity to have more eggs in this area, but I still kind of think we need to get our engine running, and it's fine. Like this round 1, it's not that many points. So let's grab some cards, and this is going to allow us to draw even more cards, so that's fine. So we'll grab the pileated woodpecker, so we can kind of get this berry bird. Ooh, I like this bird too. The ability to move the bird around if it's in the rightmost position, because then it can just jump from place to place. This guy is exciting, but we won't have enough time to play him, because that could have given us a lot of eggs. Actually, this could be useful going further, because there's kind of a lot of... We may get a lot of these little nesting birds. But let's... I'm trying to think. This is going to require a lot of slug foods. You know what? Let's just grab a random one from the deck. Oh, we gotta get rid of one of our eggs. Grab a random one from the deck. Ah, this bird needs, well, one or one. That's nice. And this is another bird that eats berries, so we're gonna get to our bonus. Great, great. When played, play another bird into the same habitat, so we can get twice as many birds played on a turn. That's really nice if we can get enough food. So we need another slug for this birdie bird. Okay, this is a great turn, I think, and we get to activate this bird to draw another card. Here we go, a blue grosbeak. This is another if the bird is to the right. And this is nice because they have this bowl-shaped nesting type, which is what we need for round 3. Okay, lots of talking. We're almost through round 1. But things should start kind of picking up as we're getting our strategy online. Alright, so last turn in this round. We both are tied here. There's an idea of getting more eggs so that we could guarantee we get those 4 points. But I kind of just want to get some food. We see that there is a slug and a mouse available. So that's 2 things we can get, and we can also gain 1 grain from the bird feeder if we want. So I kind of really want that slug. So let's go for it. We'll do it. We will pay with this bird. Whoops. That's the button I want to click. The UI is nice, but not immediately like, oh, I completely understand what I'm doing. Okay, we'll take the extra grain. So now we are loaded. We are loaded on food. Yep, so we both have 1. That means we both share 2 points, and this person gets 0 points because they had nothing on there. Alright, round 2. So my plan is to get through round 2 and then kind of break this video up into 2 parts. I'll quickly release the second part, which will have rounds 3 and 4. And, you know, at the end of the video, you can let me know what you think of that, whether you want one long video with all the rounds or videos that are more broken up. Again, I'm also not sure how much more Wingspan videos I would put out, but I kind of like this game. Okay, so we're going to play another bird up here. And... No, we're going to play this bird first, because when it's played, we can play another bird into the habitat. We have to pay the cost, though. Oh, and that's going to be an issue for us. So we're going to, when we play the birds, not only do we have to pay to feed them, the more birds that we put in, we actually have to pay this egg cost up at the top. So it's going to cost 2 eggs if we play 2 birds. And then as you can see, it increases to 2 egg per 1 bird. So that means we need to place some of these birds out here. We still haven't gotten more birds in the egg economy yet. Kind of interested in maybe doing that, maybe grabbing some more birds from down here. Northern Flicker. Play this. Gain all slugs that are in the bird feeder when played. Well, that's interesting. Oh, and this is going to go really well with this person who puts eggs into all those birds. Ooh, I'm liking these birds. All right, so maybe we do this one. We're going to grab a bunch more birds. Oh my goodness, we're going to have too many birds. But we do have a lot of food. And we can throw all those eggs in towards the end. Yeah, does that make sense? Kind of? Sort of? It kind of sort of makes sense. Now let's just get these two birds. No, okay. No, I'm so indecisive. Let's do this one. We're doing it. Yep, we're gonna get rid of one of the eggs down here. I'm gonna grab these two birds. And then we're gonna even grab more birds. We cannot stop getting birds. We got a fish crow. Discard one egg of your other birds to gain one food from the supply. That's exciting. But we may just use that to gain more food up here in the food area. 6 more turns. We have 0 eggs in the water now. So that's just what we've done. What we've decided to do. Oh, and we still need more eggs anyway, so we won't even be able to do our amazing eggscapade. Let's throw some eggs on this bird. Yeah, that's fine. But soon we will have our egg-making machine going off with this pileated woodpecker. Oh, and as you can see, the turn order has changed. So the first player kind of passes to the right. So I went second. Now I'm first. The person who was third is second, and the person who was first is third. And each round it'll change. So then they'll be going first, and I'll be going third. I'm not too sure of the strategy of it, but it's cool. Okay, so let's play our super egg bird idea. Here we go. So we're gonna play Eastern Bluebird and the Northern Flicker. Let's actually see how many slugs are in the... There's no slugs in there right now. This is not the time to play that. Alright, well let's play these guys. Okay, here you go. In you go. No, we want you to eat the grain, actually. Here you go. And we have to spend an egg from this bird.
Ruby crown kinglet. Kinglets
and now we get to
crown
play a
feathers
second
pop
bird up
when
here.
They are agitated.
Look at all these. It's all their options. But no, we're going to put this birdie bird up here. We play the berry and the slug. Excellent. Here you go. Click on any bird from the habitat to spend the egg. Take the egg from our water bird.
Other birds use these birds
there we go.
And glean bugs where they've been feeding.
Building 2 birds at the same turn. And I still think we have enough turns to... But we'll grab food. Hopefully enough food to play these birds. And... So let's see, we need a lot of berries. Berries would be good. And then we'll throw down our egg birds. So that's turn 2. We'll grab the eggs on turn 3. And then turn 4, I'm actually not quite sure what we'll do after turn 4, but we'll get set up for round 3. Okay, so let us grab the food. We shall take some berries, because we need berries for these birds. We don't... Actually, we do have plenty of slugs currently. So we'll grab those. Do we want to discard a card to gain more food? I'm not quite sure which kind of bird we want. Let's press tab because the UI's getting all up in our face. So we could grab the hawk for mice. Grab the black vulture. Doesn't cost any food. That's an interesting bird. And the turkey vulture as well. So you can see they have low points, but they're very easy to play. So that could have been good with our multi-bird. When another player's hunting succeeds, gain food. Do other players have hunting birds currently? Nope. This person does not either. Ooh, look at that beautiful bald eagle. I'm not sure if we want the fish then, or if we don't really care. I don't think any of those birds care about fish. So let's re-roll it. Oh, we have to get rid of our card first. Not that guy. Not that cutie. We're getting rid of that one. Oh. We want to use this guy in conjunction with these two. But that'll be fine. That'll happen. So let's re-roll. Ooh, we're going to get one of these from our Clark's Nutcracker. Let's grab a fish, I suppose. Or we can grab a slug. Let's grab a slug. Alright. Let's get one egg there. Lay 2 eggs. All players lay. You may lay 1 additional. So we get... Oh, I see. We only had 1. We can't lay 2 on the same bird. On 1 additional bird. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't read it perfectly. Okay, that was our turn. Let's try and roll through the rest of round 2. We kind of have our strategy in place. All right, we're gonna put these birds down. Here comes our bird number 1. Play another bird into the same habitat. Perfect.
Bluebirds struggle to breed where there is a lack of tree cavities. Nest boxes help.
Oh, that's right. There's probably no slugs in the bird feeder at this time. Oh well, it's all fish. Should have chosen a fish, I suppose. Instead of taking the slug. That was silly of me. But that's fine. We will pay for it with a grain. Here you go. And actually now we should have 4. Yep, we have 4 birds that eat berries. Let's give an egg from this bird.
Northern flicker. These woodpeckers seek out ground-dwelling insects rather than
we can re-roll because they're all fish. Give me all the slugs. Wow. Like, I'd like to say that I strategized that out very well, and maybe if I hadn't talked through every single thing that was in my brain, I would have been able to give that off. But I always forget that, like, when it says take all the things from the food, you get an option to... Oh, we gained even more slugs. We are slug-tastic. You get the option to re-roll it. Okay, so now we want to put some eggs on the water birds. Oh, we may be able to have more than any other player. Yeah, we won't have time to get a bird, play a bird, and then put eggs on it. Okay, so let us place some eggs. Put 2 on the water bird, and we'll put 1 on this one because we need to get some eggs on this bird for our round 3 option. That's it. That was a quick turn. And for our final turn, we need to get some more birds. We've run out of birds. Yep. Great. Sandhill Crane. Excellent. Click to draw bird cards. So, what do we have? Do we want to play some vultures? Again, we should check to see what kind of birds they have. I don't think any of them have any hunting birds. Oh, here's a hunting bird. They do have a hunting bird. Okay. Do they? They don't. Okay. So there's possibilities of using these birds, and do we want one that goes in the forest or one that we can play anywhere? There is a difference of 1 point, but I'm kind of thinking we need to get a bird down here in our drawing birds category. So we'll grab you, turkey vulture. We will sacrifice an egg from... I guess we gotta sacrifice it from this bird. And kind of looking for birds that eat slugs. You eat grain. Ooh. On another with a bowl-shaped nest. Interesting. Okay. They don't have a nesting type. That's also very interesting. All players draw a card from the deck, sure. We need to grab some more cards ourselves. We have a brown pelican, which will give us 3 fish. Could pay for its 2nd fish cost with more slugs. So we are rolling in the slug game right now. That'll do it for round number 2. We got first place by having the most eggs in the water area. So before we end the episode, let's quickly take a look at... Oh, they're having their turns. It hasn't shuffled the turn order yet. We'll quickly take a look at their mats and kind of see maybe what we're thinking of doing. So for the green opponent, they have 3 birds in the forest, 1 in the egg area, another 1 in the water. Their birds are pretty high scoring in terms of points, so that's pretty good for them. I don't think they've been caching too many. Let's see, can we see? Doesn't look like anything's been cached, but they do have a lot of eggs on their cards, so that's potentially a lot of points for them. The red player, ooh, they're going very strong on eggs. A few water birds. And somewhat high scoring points in the bird cards. And let's see. Oh, this bird can move from place to place. That's a pretty cool bird. I feel like this is the most times I've said bird ever in my life. Only 1 egg, though. And then we have our board, which is, 3-2-1 status. We have 2 eggs. Our birds are, I'd say, average scoring. So we're going to be really relying upon these end-of-round points and the bonus cards currently. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. Again, we'll have episode 2 with rounds 3 and 4 coming out very shortly. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do think that this game is something that you like, please do get it on Steam. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a beautiful game. Until next time, do remember, as always, to take care of yourself. See ya.